Hi, my name is Chris Rupp. I am the baritone and music director of the vocal band Home Free, winners of season 4 of the Sing Off, and currently signed to Columbia Records, about to release our 3rd CD. And I'm here today, I guess, to talk about my background a little bit in education, choral music, etc., etc. I grew up in southern Minnesota. I'm from Mankato originally. Attended Mankato East High School. Go Cougars! And I kind of went through the whole gamut throughout high school. I was doing Big 9 district select choir stuff. I did something called the Minnesota All-State Lutheran Choir under Dr. Tom Rawson for 3 summers. I was also in the All-State Choir in my high school years as well. And then, of course, I went to college. I studied at Gustavus for 3 years and worked with Greg Awney and Patricia Kazarow and many others doing vocal training and choral stuff and theory background quite a bit, which now helps me now as the music director of Home Free with arranging. And then I finished my degree at Minnesota State University, Mankato, is what it is now. I worked with David Dickow and Dr. Moxness as well. And so that's what I did. That's where my background was until I started kind of doing my own thing. And a lot of the stuff I learned from that, you don't even realize what you learn until after the fact, what the experience is, of how to rehearse and how to perform and how to interpret the music. I think back on that time now and the stuff that we were being directed with and being taught, you kind of learn it subconsciously almost. And so then now, years later down the road, it's so much easier for us as a group to be able to put into place the things that we learned during that time period. So I'm very grateful and appreciative of the experiences I had in high school. And of course, the vocal training, obviously, being a singer now is carried over quite a bit as well. So I guess that's what I would say for aspiring singers and music educators, et cetera, out there. Don't appreciate what you're getting right now in high school and college, because it's going to come in useful in ways you might not even imagine down the road. Just knowing when you're in a group how to swell, how to pull back, where the pauses are, when to stop pausing, and you sense that as a group because you've done that so many years in your growing up. So hope that helps. Hope you guys are learning lots, and take care. Bye.
We're pretty lucky when it comes to arrangements. We do 99% of it in-house. But being a country group, it tends to lend itself very well to a cappella music and vice versa. Anyway, there's so much 3-part harmony built into so much of country music, so it's just figured out a way to really fill in the other parts. I'm the bass singer, so I probably take a little bit different approach to vocal arranging than, say, Chris, who does the other bulk of our arranging, because I tend to put the melody in first in a program called Finale. There's Sibelius, there's any number of notating software out there. And I put the melody in first with the right notes and the right rhythms and everything. And then I tend to add the bass line next. And you'll hear in some of our music, it'll go for a while where it's just the lead and the bass and the drums. And that already sounds pretty full to the normal ear. And then we'll just kind of pepper in some stuff after that. Something I find helpful is taking the other 2 background parts and having them echo the lead rhythmically, and then they've also got to fill in sonically the harmony that needs to be there as well. So whenever it's not, 9 times out of 10 on the chorus, you're going to hear the top 3 parts singing the exact same rhythm in normal 3-part harmony. And then during the verse, it's just finding ways to keep it interesting. And I don't see us ever really veering away from a cappella music. I think that we would love to do some collaborating with other artists, and in that sense, then we would, maybe just add some background parts and do some stuff like that to what they're doing. So, if a group like Rascal Flatts asked us to come on their record, we'd be more than happy to sing along with the instrumentation that's happening. But we just recently did a track with Kenny Rogers for his upcoming Christmas album, and it's actually all a cappella. So it seems to be working pretty well so far.
Hi, my name is Adam Rupp. I'm the beatboxer in Home Free. I'm basically just going to talk a little bit about what it takes to pursue a career in music after college or after high school or wherever you're at in life. I say probably the biggest thing that I've learned in my experiences is one, you have to be very persistent in your goals, and two, don't feel like people are going to just give you the answer or give you the roadmap in college or in high school. Like, it's up to you as an individual really to go out there and start networking with different people. I mean, don't be afraid to just search around and start research your butt off about all the different opportunities, because believe it or not, there's probably way more opportunities out there than you realize, and I certainly didn't know what was the opportunities out there when I was in college. So I really think that taking a proactive step to talk to different people, look at different options, look at different groups, look at the artists that you are inspired by yourself, and find ways to connect to them and find ways to connect to a whole bunch of different people. And you will find opportunities. They will present themselves. For certain examples, you know, you got the cruise industry. There's hundreds of cruise ships that all need entertainment. You've got theme parks. You've got certainly all the school related careers. I mean, it's not just Broadway and it's not just movies. You know, there's just a lot of opportunities out there. And a lot of times too, like in our case at Home Free, like we kind of created our own opportunities by just putting a really good show together and then just finding gigs and then finding opportunities to perform for this and perform for that. And then slowly but surely, this is where the persistence comes in, is you will find all the holes that need to be filled in, you know, what do we need to make this next step happen? What do we need to make this leap to doing a full-time job? What do we need to do this tour? What do we need to contact this agent? Contact this agency, try to, you know, get all these concert services. It's all these different things that, you know, you have to just spend the time and persistence to figure out. So.
I'm Rob Lundquist. I sing second tenor for Home Free. I went to college at the University of Minnesota Duluth, and I got a vocal performance degree up there. Was in every ensemble I could get into, you know, University Singers and Lake Effect, which I was talking with, and that was their big vocal jazz group. But yeah, vocal lessons, did recitals, the whole deal. The conception of Home Free, we got together, we've been together for 15 years. Chris and Adam Rupp started the group out of Mankato. Chris had fallen in love with a cappella music. There was a group called Rockapella back in the 1900s that he fell in love with back in the day, and it's like, I want to do this. So him and his brother decided to start a group. And Adam, as you know, he does the beatboxing, and he did that primarily just because they needed a beatboxer, but he had a trumpet background, so he thought maybe that could work with beatboxing, and he was right. He's fantastic. So those two started out of Mankato 15 years ago. I'm the next newest member, and I've been with the group for 8 years. They saw me singing with a group called Foreshadow that was out of Minneapolis, and that group broke up, and I was only unemployed for like a month, and Home Free was like, come on in, and so yeah, I've been singing with them forever. It was really slow going. We didn't really get going full-time until about 4 years ago. So it was 4 years of just, I was bartending and gigging with Home Free. Tim came in about a year later than me, so he's been singing off and on for 7 years and full-time with us for the last 5. Tim sings bass. And we found him, he's been all over the a cappella scene, been in many different groups, and very respected name in the a cappella community. So we got Tim, and then 3 years ago we met Austin Brown, who sings high tenor for us now. He was singing on a cruise ship with Royal Caribbean. He was one of their main production singers, and he blew us away. Another founding member named Matt Atwood, he was retiring, and we called up Austin because he had mentioned to us that he was really into a cappella and loved what we were doing. So we called him up and auditioned him out, and yeah, then we tried out for the sing-off, and the rest is history. So he was only singing with us for like 3 or 4 months before we tried out for the sing-off, so it was pretty nutty. Second question I was asked here is our choice of country music. We had done a variety of music for the 8 years I've been in the group. We were doing oldies, pop, jazz. We were doing everything. And Tim is from Texas, and so once he got in the group, we started doing some more country. We did a Josh Turner song for many years. It was kind of natural for his voice. And then once we got Austin, it was like, why we should be a country group, because he just is perfect at that. So we went into the sing-off auditioning with country songs, and they liked that idea, and it really cemented country music for home free. So yeah, we've been doing that now, strictly country with a couple different pop things that we've countryfied for the last 3 years.
All right, well, my name's Austin. I'm from Home Free, I reckon. Y'all might know that. And I just want to talk a little bit about the sing-off. It was 7 weeks of insanity. It was like simultaneously the most rewarding artistic experience of my life. I think most of the rest of the guys feel the exact same way, while also being the toughest artistic experience of my life. We were pushed to the breaking point almost some weeks. It was just tough. And I say that knowing that we had probably an upper hand on most of the competition, because we would still get our arrangements together quicker than everyone else, because we'd just been doing that together for so long. We were good at that. So we were at least able to sleep sometimes. But yeah, it was 7 days a week, 12, 14, 16-hour days sometimes. And it was tough, but wouldn't change a thing, wouldn't trade it for the world. It was certainly one of the most incredible experiences of my life, and I'm sure I will always look back on that time fondly. Got to meet some of my favorite singers and musicians as a kid. Like I was in the gym this morning listening to Boyz II Men again, because I grew up listening to them as a kid, and they were easily, Sean Stockman, one of the judges from the Sing-Off, was one of the greatest musical influences of my life as a kid. So it was really weird to get to meet him, be judged by him, and then also get to come back the next season after we won and actually sing with him. Like, that's all kinds of dreams came true. It's unbelievable. And I think that we learned a lot from the people on the Sing-Off, and we were able to meet some good people, and it really helped us form this idea of who we were as a country group, really solidified that for us, and allowed us going forward to really have a good scope for the business side of things, because we met so many people who were so influential in helping us understand the market, understand how to best find the things in home free that people like, and give them more of that. In this lifestyle as an artist, as a business, you have to be a businessman. So every song we do, every track we do, is like 50% we try and think about what does our audience want, but we also have to feel fulfilled with what we're doing. So we also are thinking, okay, what do we want too? And I think that whenever we find what we want more than anything else, and somehow balance that with giving people what they want, it seems to just turn into something people love to share, love to listen to again and again. And YouTube is the most valuable part of our business modicum. We have it's easily the most lasting forum that is also the most accessible to anyone in the world. So it took a long time for us to understand
how valuable YouTube is, but it's easily, like our live show is huge because everybody comes and goes, oh my God, we like you so much better than YouTube at your live show. And they love us on YouTube, so that's a big thing to say, but to get people to our live show, we have to get them interested in us to begin with, and we're not on the radio. Hopefully we will be one day, but we're not right now, so what do we do? We have to put all of our stuff online and just hope people come and grab it.